Nigga, that panel you came up with was the true Babs, Lady Luck. Who else you said? You said a couple, you know what I'm saying? That was fire, son.
Nah, but in reality, I mean, they still like this was just me. That was again, it wasn't opposed to whoever the panel was.
I
It's
know,
just
I
like
know, I know.
like if they was keeping up with the sport. I
I
think
know.
that
That was a fire panel, though. That's all I'm
you
saying.
have to any. I feel like any sport,
That's all
you have to
basketball
have
players
somebody
like
on that stage that has had feet on that stage before.
facts. That's why I agree.
Like that,
Like, all of
like
them.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, look, like ultimately, I'm gonna respect the verdict, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna respect a judge decision verdict in the moment. Like, that's why I can't go back to say KCJ beat Geechee or Sirius Jones beat Nitty because they
No, no,
got.
no. I'm with you. What you said, no, I'm with you. You see how you said like I'm gonna respect the judge decision in the moment. I'm with you too. I don't think all the Midnight Madness battles turned out that way. The way they walked out and played out. I'm
Mm-hmm,
with that. That's
mm-hmm,
judging in the moment, right?
mm-hmm.
But if it was time for me to do some type of rankings or some type of for the year, and now I gotta put none, and I'm going none versus Snake Eyes
Mm-hmm.
type shit. Like I'm really gonna look at them. I might be looking at them if it's hair thin. I'm looking at them who I liked.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. I feel like good performances and losses matter to your stock, right? But because again, since I value winning,
And
I'm a
Bodie,
numbers guy.
that's
I'm a
all I'm
numbers guy. I
saying,
value
France.
winning. So like, if it's not a win, then like it's a good performance, but it's not a win. That's how I feel.
Hey, friends, can I ask you this, man?
Shoot, bro. Shoot.
Like peace and definitely niggas respect opinions, man. We just shooting the shit.
The facts.
Um,
This is all good dialogue.
yeah. Like the approach you're taking, I believe it to be legit if we talking about ranking at the end of the year. And we
Right.
say, hey, we just gonna get all the niggas that had judge battles, man, this year, and we
Mm-hmm.
gonna rank them and we gonna put their percentages up. But then we gotta assume that they all battling the same amount of times.
Mm-hmm.
Then we also gotta assume that they're all battling the same motherfuckers. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like it's a rotation, like the NBA is these many teams.
Right. Right.
So we do gotta value a win more on one plane than another. Like, so if I get somebody, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
people like that twerk and rock battle, and they thought it was a close battle, right?
Right. Right.
Um, and if somebody say, "Yo, twerk won that battle," or rock won that battle, and then we say, "Hey, man, Casey beat twerk," I can't rank like that. Wasn't as difficult of a win. So while it does count as a win, like I may get a few more points for this win, or if my material was
Definitely.
still
Definitely.
phenomenal, right?
Definitely.
And not saying that Casey's wasn't, but like if my material was a 10 anyway, despite the choke, despite the whatever, when it come
Right.
down to judging it at the end of the year, when I'm talking about an MVP, while they are looking at how many games Giannis win or whoever getting the MVP or
That's not what they
Embiid,
judge it off.
yeah,
Facts.
they looking at
Facts.
what you
Because I
did on
bet
the
you the
court.
Bucks might have slipped up and lost a game to the Cavs. Come on.
Yeah. If a nigga that year, Kobe hit all them game winners, man. It's like, yo, not only did he win these games, man, look at the fashion he won it in. Look at the numbers he put up. So, like, we got to look at that. And even the games they lose, we don't just take the points away.
Mm-hmm.
We don't say,
You
yo,
don't.
man, LeBron lost, so he ain't
So
average.
that 50, imagine somebody that 55 that Dame had, fuck it, man, because he ain't hit that buzzer beater. That game was compelling. If somebody told me Easy lost to Chess or Chess lost to Easy, they both are going to get 10 points on a scorecard for that performance.
No, I agree with y'all. There is losing effort performances that are better than like some wins for sure. But just when it becomes stapled and judged, I have to just give it that respect for that decision.
Hey,
But
You
y'all
know what I'm
not
saying?
doing
And
a ranking.
I can't use my personal opinion to change the verdict. That's how I feel.
But
There's
but
plenty
you
of
but you
judge
can
can
use.
battles
though.
I
That's
disagree
actually
with.
why you're there.
Yeah. And that's what I'm getting at. The biggest thing is we supposed to be a part of like just
Like if
reason and
right,
change
so
and
like if
impact.
we did this panel this year, right, and I'm like, yo, I actually have none beating Snake Eyes. Like Snake Eyes, like, but I have the belt. Like, how can you say that?
And
You
you
know?
continue to drive your point home, whatever your point is. Like, that's what those panels are for. If you're sitting on a panel, you're there because of your opinion. So that means that if it's 11 of us up there and me and fucking Quest think that Yoshi's supposed to be up there, at my job here is to put this shit in order.
Well,
That's
again,
why I'm here, not to
I
shut
want to
up
let
because
me
y'all
catch up.
don't agree with me.
Let me catch up Quest real quick because Quest earlier before you came in, I was saying personally I would swap caution for
Hmm.
Yoshi because I value winning,
Right,
right?
right.
And on my Cody list, I had Real Sick ahead of Danny. I don't think Real Sick had a better year than Danny,
Right.
but
And
I respect the head-to-head victory.
but that ain't how
So
it
I
works.
had Sick ahead of Danny.
That ain't how it works. You don't
But
beat me and get my spot.
Sir, check your types.
Like you don't beat
Yo.
you don't beat the Suns and become the number 1 team in the West. You just beat the Suns.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, I mean, yeah, Sick
Yo.
Thank you.
ultimately it wasn't ahead of Danny. He wasn't ahead of Danny. But my logic is Danny body Sick, I would give him that respect, that one-on-one.
Yeah.
Caution got bodied by Yoshi. I will give Yoshi that respect to have her ahead of Caution.
I got an
you know what I'm
important I got an
just
important question for
genuinely
you.
feel like I genuinely feel like, and my fault,
Yeah,
Quest, in
you
the
good. Go
back
ahead.
of your mind, you have to keep in mind that this is, no matter how you cut it, a subjective sport, right?
Yeah.
So let's say if it's 1,000 people in a room, right, and we pick 4 people out that room, there's a high probability that we could pick 4 people that chose one person, but the majority of the room still not agree, right?
Right.
If you get what I'm saying, like the 4 people that we chose could have somebody, but there's still 996 other people could be in a different argument. So that 4, when it comes to the end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
those 4 people that chose that one battle should not affect somebody's whole year. Whoever judged that Yoshi and Drugs battle, win, lose, or draw, if it's a good performance by both, whoever judged that battle should not affect her spot on that chart. Not them 4 people
Well,
affecting my whole year's work.
yeah,
Hey,
Yoshi did have a good 30 against Drugs, but she was kind of stumbling in
hey,
like the
let me
first round.
ask
So
you
like
this.
I get it. Like they're probably looking at it like, well, I have her clearly losing to Drugs. I have her losing to Chrissy, but I have her body and Caution. For me, again, I value that body. I value domination. So I would like, even if Caution had more activity that year than Yoshi, head to head, I would still take Yoshi over Caution. That's just me. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
let me ask you this, man, and it's important. 2
Yeah.
things. One, what are the rules?
There's
Because
six criteria.
because
You want to break them all down, or you just
no,
ask
no,
quickly?
I'm. It was a rhetorical maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 is what are the rules, and then what's wrong with the rules?
Mm.
Like, and if I'm judging some shit and I think it's something wrong with the rules,
Let me ask both you guys, right? I mean, maybe I already got the answer, right? But with strength of schedule, ultimately, you guys value good performances against strong names over wins against weaker names.
Say that one more time for me, friends.
Okay. Do you guys
It's
value
gonna be an
strong
endless debate.
performances against strong
It is.
names,
That's
losing efforts against over somebody winning against a weaker name?
it depends how you beat them.
yeah. It depends on a lot.
Right.
It depends on a lot, but it's really like you would have to see it. It's the fashion of, because again, this is all like Jay just said. It's all opinion. Like it's not even about changing the rules. We can sit down, all 11 of us, with whatever fucking rules y'all want. When it's time for me to speak my piece, y'all gonna have to kill me to get somebody I like. You know what I mean? It's about it's a debate. This is a subjective sport. There are no rules. That's the rule. So when do
Right.
I shut up for?
Right.
No, I'm
Right.
gonna make y'all. This is my point. I'm going to get 3 or 4 people to say, "Whoa, timeout, pause." Yoshi and Chris, like let's say, okay, Yoshi beat Chrissy, but Chrissy beat Yoshi. I mean, Yoshi beat Caution, but Caution. So let's cancel that out. Drugs was hot at the time. Yoshi wasn't. This puts her here. What did 8 and 10 do in retrospect to that?
Oh, you know what? Here's a great example. Matter of fact, perfect example, right? With Yoshi, because there was 2 other women in that tournament that same day, right? Official lost to Cortez. KCJ advanced against Twerk, right? And I would say Yoshi had the best performance out the 3, but didn't advance. So that's a good example of like, all right, you can outperform your peers, but like in certain aspects, ranking, right, advancing, winning and losses, like that's where it
Yeah.
takes place.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's for the day though.
I
Like
mean,
let's
I
say
think
we all at an AAU tournament. We all playing ball. We in a tournament or whatever. Cool. Jay Blac wins the tournament. But then at the end of the year, we're just talking about who the fuck been scoring all year. And I averaged 55 that tournament. Because the award is not, we're not highlighting anybody's wins or losses. This is the woman of the year.
I think like
The
we fight.
argument of wins and losses is only how we get to the point. So how long are we going to drag out somebody won or everybody wins and everybody loses? So it got to be some other intangibles that you start adding in. How somebody lost, who they beat,
I
when did
think,
they beat them?
hey, sir, if I think we like
Yo, can I get a
we
minute?
keep jumping around. Let me get
Fuck
this off
you,
real
Jay
quick, and I
Blac.
got
Nah.
Jay Black, what up?
Can I get like
Let me
1
get this.
minute?
Yeah,
Let me
go ahead,
get this
Jay,
off
go ahead.
real quick, Mr. Jay Black.
Go ahead.
Hey, I think the one thing we skipping and we keep ignoring, like this ain't a possibility, is that girl ain't liked, and that's a part of it. Like let's call a spade, man. We see what kind of year that girl had. That ain't my best friend in the world. I don't talk to Yoshi, but I know what kind of year she had as far as women in battle rap. So let's call a spade, dog.
Not saying you cannot like some of these arguments, they just not the same on both sides of the quarter. Again, like it's no way Impact can affect male battle rap, but Impact not affect female battle rap. Her impact alone puts her in top 10. Before we even get,
I'm gonna just say this, right? I'm gonna compare again Gaddis and Yoshi. They had 3 battles apiece, right? Gaddis beat RX. Gaddis bodied official choked 2 rounds, and she lost to Jazz. Got whatever, right? Got dominated there.
Yeah.
Yoshi as a judge lost to Drugs, a consensus loss to Chrissy, but it's a solid performance and dominated Lady Caution. At that point, you're looking at their highest peaks. Like, all right, let me look at Gaddis's domination. Let me look at Yoshi's domination. Both their opponents choked in front of them. Wouldn't I rather dominate official instead of Lady Caution? When I want that on my resume more, that holds more weight, right?
Right. Okay, so that's how young Gaddis gets to 8, and then whatever. But
she's 9.
That's how Gaddis gets to 9. Okay,
right.
so look, exactly. So that's how Gaddis gets to 9.
Right.
And then we start now. Once we start, what we just said was caution, body. I mean, Gaddis beating
body
official,
official, right?
puts her above Yoshi beating Caution, which gives her 9. So why wouldn't 10 go to the next body? How does 10 go to the loser of the next body?
Well, France wasn't on the panel, so a lot of these questions, statements.
No, but we not see. But that's the thing, Black. Like you can't like. I don't want nobody as far as champion to take it personal, because it has nothing to do with y'all technically. Like, this is what a panel creates. This is us having conversation off of y'all decisions. Stephen A. Smith cannot jump into the regular messages and be, yo, y'all mad that we picked. This is what y'all do. Y'all created. We just having good conversation. We're not saying y'all rules is wrong or what y'all did was
This
wrong.
is after every champion of the year.
Can I get a minute now? Can I get a minute now?
Let Black speak. Black.
Can I get 1 minute?
Shoot.
Shuffle.
All right, first and foremost, my fault. Shout out to everybody that's been watching Wody. We thank y'all. Woman of the Year has been a complete success. We was trending number 12 on YouTube. On Twitter globally, in the United States, not just in battle rap. We had over 1 million impressions amongst just us. I'm thinking over 5 million in battle rap period impressions on Twitter. You feel me? We got the number 1 spot on Caffeine. 13,000 comments. You know what I'm saying? 13,000 comments on that one video while it was streaming. Awareness. So the fact that we're
go in and out, Black.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Surf and Cortez was announced in the conversation right now. Shout out to Surf and Cortez. We're still talking about the ladies and what happened. So that this is good. Even if it's a bad good, it's still good to me. I'm saying this is a good publicity regardless, because now people that's paying attention now is going to say, okay, we got to check this before we even get to the next Wody.
Right.
Y'all going to be like, oh shit, what's going on now? Do you see this? Do you see that? And I think that's good. But I do feel like, and shout out to Yoshi, much love to Yoshi. Of course, I don't hate her. She's a welcome to champion whenever she want to pull up. But I feel like, battle rap tends to just go with stuff, right? Because Yoshi could definitely make the list. If I made the list, she possibly beat her. But I feel like the outrage should be for Jazz. I feel like we should be having a whole hour-long conversation. This woman done won 3 awards. You know what I'm saying? Was on a Drake card with men. Arguably had performance of the night. Even I don't subscribe to the amount of battles you have to have. She would have ranked high with 1 battle for me.
Do female
With
and it's
just
a
1
question.
battle, because you got
does female? How many do you have to have with females, Jay?
Well, there was a confusion there. For me, it was 1 is good because the ladies didn't have that many events. The men had 80 events.
And that was the big takeaway to me.
3, 4.
We need more.
The outrage should be for Jazz. I feel like Jazz should have a picket forks and all that. Like, we doing come to champion? We should be warning about Jazz.
I would have been on that. I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely thought that Wody, from the last time that I heard, and it was a while back, I heard Wody was 2 battles minimum.
That's what they said last night. 2 battles.
2 3-round battles.
Okay, right. That's why I did.
It's
I
on up. I put it in their hands, but for me, Like I talked about Woody on my own shows and stuff like that. It was one for me. Like honestly, I would have Hustle in my top 10.
Right.
Even though she said she don't really, she's on champion saying whatever she's saying. I got her in my top 10.
Yeah, I think that because female battle
One
rap
battle,
doesn't
two
like
battle, three battle, I don't care.
right.
Yeah.
How impactful was that battle?
It's a different sport. Like certain things, the same. Like it's different. You know, not different sport, but it's different. Like a female could have one. Like if I battle once and I beat y'all favorite, like if somebody was, let's say, if somebody bodied Vixen last year, to me that would mean more to majority of what I seen last year because Vixen right now is the front runner for my like toughest girls to beat right now to me is Jazz and Vixen. You beat either of them two, you get 5 points for me.
Right.
You know what
I
I mean?
think until it's equality, it won't make any sense to be like, that crazy with the criteria. I just felt like, man, damn, we just need more battles from the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my big takeaway. But I think what makes the battlers upset, and from what I've seen, and I know I fell into this too on Champion of the Year, is when we as analysts, when we use certain arguments for rankings at certain places in number 9. Then you get to number 5 and you using the reverse of the shit. I know Black
That's
catches
why
me
I don't
doing
want you
that
to keep
shit.
the same energy. I was catching
Friends
people with
catches me
that.
doing
I
that
was
shit, and
catching
it's our
people with that.
responsibility to catch each other doing that. I think that's kind of what got people a little bit upset. It's like, well, damn, you got to comply. You got to apply the criteria consistently at least. We all gonna judge this shit differently, but if you in the one breath you say, yo, this one battle is bigger than these next 3. Or when we get to the next motherfucker, you got to say the same thing. You got to keep that, even though you might emotionally be invested in having a person be in a certain place. That's why you see a lot of us on champion panel making these faces like, and I'm just like, damn, I tried to fight hard to get him over there. But if I made this argument at 14, we at 12 now. I got to keep the same energy. So that's what I think. That's what I see in the
Hey,
battle.
can I ask you guys a question about a criteria in Champion of the Year?
Shoot it.
Sir, this is actually for you and Quest. Would you say A Ward was more consistent than you?
Consistent to me?
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
That's a good question.
Let him do it.
Oh my
I feel
God!
like
Why are we doubling back
Tell Black.
here?
Black, let it happen, Black.
Hey, y'all have a good day, man. Go ahead.
What's your definition?
I literally about to say that.
Before I dip,
I'm about to Google it. Hold on,
hold on. Shout out to Sue Surf. He did add to the ladies' bag. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna miss that. He's talking, but he added to the ladies'
I'm not up here
bag.
just running my mouth.
Thank you.
I put up
you.
a decent little amount of money
A good
towards
amount.
the
I think
Wody
Surf
bag.
had
Damn,
more
that's fire,
impact than
bro.
A Ward for sure. I think he definitely had better performances. You can definitely say material, but just consistency.
Hey,
right?
look, so I'm about to answer your question. I'm about to answer your question.
Yeah.
The definition of consistent is acting or done in the same way over time. I beat my 3 opponents consistently at that. Let's say, so if I shot 100%, even if I only shot 5 times, I have not missed a 3-pointer. If somebody's having a game to where it's 25, now he got 17. This game he got 13. Next game he got 42. Then he got 15. That's not considered consistent because he battled 25 times. Yes, I am more consistent. When I shoot, I make it.
Look, I
That's what
get the 3
consistent
for
is.
3 is 100%. But if we're talking basketball, you're not going to say the person is 3 for 3 from the corner is more consistent of a score than somebody went 17 for 21 from the field.
You're giving him 17. That's not, but we're definitely not when we gonna say a nigga 17 for anything. Because he made 17 shots. To make your argument good, you're not about to pad stats. It didn't his 17. That's not 17 in anything. A person that's 3 and 3 and a nigga that shot 4 for 8. I might want that nigga 3 and 3 shooting that last shot. Me.
But the thing is, he had so much more. Like, I just can't see the world where 23
now you're
battles
changing the word from
more
consistent to
than 3.
volume. You said consistent.
Just consistent, not potency, not performance, not material. Just the
I'm not even using my words, France. I'm not using my words. I didn't say potency. The definition is acting or done in the same way over time.
Go ahead, Quest.
Yeah, I just think it was just a bad choice of words, bro. Like, I mean, there's so many when it comes down to that. I don't know where that on some real shit, I don't know where that fits into what we're talking about.
No, this
That's the question.
Consistency is a
Oh,
category for
Yeah,
Wody and Cody,
it
and
is.
like
okay.
it was a big controversy that
Yeah,
like I
I
was
mean,
saying
I
A-Ward
think
with
it's
23
very
battles is more
Man, if
consistent
Jazz
than
And it
battle one
goes
year,
back to
if
the
Jazz battle 1 year for 5 years straight and don't lose,
right.
and another motherfucker got a bunch of battles, some
Yeah,
I ain't care about, some was good. He was cool in that when Jazz is more consistent. Sorry. No
that
matter
might.
how
I mean,
with,
that's where
with
it's
battle
no.
fans, you don't know how to separate your fandom from because you want to see a lot of battles. That's the fan in you.
Right.
But you got to take that away when we're talking about the word.
it's real difficult to like there are all these across the board comparisons on some shit that ain't even. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody don't take the same amount of battles. Everybody don't take the same whatever. Like if we
Okay.
put niggas like in a hey yo man, look, this your schedule this year, Surf. These your 5 ops. And you know what? Your 5 ops, they got the same schedule. They just battling these motherfuckers at a different time. And then you
Come
wanna
on. I'm gonna be
judge their consistency or their
right.
wins and loss.
I'm gonna be held to like all these awards y'all making is certain level niggas that's gonna be held to a minus because they career don't call for them battling 22 times the year. I'm Sue fucking Surf. My
Yeah.
consistency doesn't depend on 22 battles. I can show
And,
you I'm consistent in 3. If I battle 3 times and score 50,
mhm.
don't ask me am I consistent.
And this was the same. This was the argument that we had. It's no longer basketball because the shot's not even worth the same amount. This is what we was trying to say. I think when we was during the course of the conversation, if it was basketball, it's just one shot for one shot. But I would argue having John Twerk, Cal like that right there.
Right,
Those
come
are
on,
not.
like, come on. If I
You
walk,
can't
if I
weigh
come
those
down,
the same. That's why it's different
if
to
I
me.
walk down battle rap wise, I walk down half court and just step over half court and shoot a 3, and then a nigga come down and he score back, but it's a layup. Then I pull back up and shoot a 3. A nigga come back down and make a elbow shot. Then I hit another 3, and he go make a layup. You about to tell me he more consistent? Which is what me and Quest been arguing. How does quality of battles not matter? Who you're
That's not
battling? How am
right.
I not consistent to a nigga that don't even battle at
I
my
think
level
quality is
consistently?
Well, I
defined
don't
by
think
then
it's.
like I think quality gets defined with performance and material. Like that's why I feel like
Mm.
you're better than him. But the physical act of like battling 23 times, writing, memorizing, and
Oh yeah,
giving good performances almost like 20 of those 23.
he
Like that's why
consistently
I'm just like
battles a
I don't.
lot. You're right, France. You're right. So for your question, yes, A Ward battles more
Mm-hmm.
constantly than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I
You
wanted to
think
get
you should
across.
get credit for filling the
That's
calendar
all I
up,
wanted to
though,
get.
right?
I
Yeah,
think
that's what I'm saying.
your
Yeah,
stuff is
I'm
more
not. That's
impactful. I get
no.
it for sure, but just
Yeah, A Ward's more passionate than me. He's more passionate about this shit.
nah, I didn't say all
I
that.
think I think he had. I mean, I think filling up the calendar year does. You still want to give credit to that, but I don't think all matchups are weighted the same, and I think it's
No,
kind of two
definitely not.
different. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying?
Yeah,
What you
like
bring
they
into
not
the
you're
ring
not about to hold
every
that against me.
time.
Tone, these niggas have to fill up the calendar.
Yeah.
4,000 a battle,
Oh,
you
that's a
gotta
fact.
battle 20 times to make
That's a fact.
whatever. I don't have to do that. I'm
You
gonna
can
take my 5
there,
shots.
here's
Yeah.
the thing though, you can be more consistent than someone and not have the same quality because Geechi's more consistent at battling than Easy, but every time Easy and Geechi were on the same card, Easy
Mm.
outperformed him and had better app stats than him. So then you could point to Easy saying, well, he had better quality every time they shared the stage, but Geechi battles more, and both statements can be
But
true.
then that's you asking who got more quality.
No, I'm asking who has more consistency,
So
not
Mm.
okay,
quality.
so I feel like
Hmm.
I feel like after you ask who
Interesting.
has more consistency, the next question got to be the next person. Well, my question would have to be, in
Sure.
what way are you referring to? Are we
Right.
talking about in
Right.
volume or are we talking about in percentage?
Yes, that's correct.
That's
Yo,
what has
by
to
the way, this
happen.
is
When you
exactly
ask
the argument we
somebody
had.
who's
Yeah.
more consistent, are we talking about in volume? Is nobody more consistent than Rock as far as career? In volume.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we talking about number volume, or are we talking about so anytime somebody asks that, it got to be a second question coming behind that because
Right.
some people value consistency in the level of which you score. A nigga might have had who had the most 50-point games this year. Like he consistently scores a lot, as opposed to a nigga that just shoot a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We really equaling niggas that shoot a lot compared to niggas that make a lot of buckets. That
I
should be
Mm-hmm.
but
totally
I just
different.
think those two things get separated. That's all I'm saying. Like
They
you can
need to be
obviously be
separated.
Mm.
right.
30 and 3 niggas should not be in an argument with battling 8 anybody's.
Hmm.
Like we can say Dre Dennis is a more consistent battler at battling, but he doesn't have higher quality than
Right.
anything. You know what I'm saying? But he battles 33 times, so I have to be like, yo, he is out
That
more.
has to
So like,
that
and
weighs in.
that's all I'm
It's
getting
in
at.
there too.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
getting at.
he has to get credit for that. But I understand what Surf is saying though. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I was watching the women's panel. Like, yo, go to J Blac channel. He dropped the code check up there too. And it's tough to like
Well,
it's
but
tough at times
I
because
think
I
this is
do
great that
think
we're
there
having this
are
talk because we just realized consistency might have two definitions, right?
No, it's not that.
Volume
It's
and
not.
quality.
I
Consistency.
mean you could just break them
Consistency
down.
does not have two definitions. Y'all are mixing up consistent with constant.
Consistent with
Hey,
constant.
I think the thing too.
constant. Constant means
Okay.
to do a lot. He
Right.
constantly battles.
Right.
Being
You
consistent is the results of that battle.
not you could just to
If I
it's
battle
agreeing with
22
this.
times and lose, I could still be more consistent than you. If this
Yeah,
in
just
your
consistently
argument,
losing.
Hey
Yeah.
yo,
right?
Just
if
consistently
you
back.
it's really what you put on after when you say consistent. Because
Sure.
if you can say if is he consistently battling, is he consistent with his battles? If you say are you consistent with your wins? Are you like a nigga could shoot a shot consistently and miss.
Right.
You
That's a
feel me?
fact.
He could shoot a
Battling
jump
Black
shot
or
every
Latin
day.
should be for me. If I battle Black or Latin, that's a fucking airball to the culture. Nobody's gonna give me points for that shot. So stop making everybody's shots the same shit, cause they not.
Hey, Surf, let me ask you this question about that. Just to tie it back into the Yoshi Carson hookup.
Say that again.
Does just to tie it back into the Yoshi Wody conversation. Does my performance still have weight? Like if I consistently give you 10 tens, that's different, right?
Yo, it almost make a battle rapper not really give a fuck about the material. As long as I walk in here and squeeze this winner, I don't gotta be electrifying. That shit don't even matter at the end of the day. That's basically what this argument is.
Well,
Just squeeze it out. It don't like the content shouldn't. If I go 90, if I beat you by 50 or 1, it don't matter. How not in a subjective sport?
Real quick, Mark, we brought Marv up, so let's catch Marv to speed. Marv, so we're talking about a category on the panel, which is consistency, and a big controversy last year was is A-Ward more consistent than Surf? What before we break down what we just said, what's your thoughts and
Hey,
different?
look,
I guess
I want to piggyback off of niggas saying doing just enough to get by. That is the story of my whole career. So I appreciate that. I appreciate giving 50. Oh, look, bro, 51-49 is a win, my nigga. You
right.
understand? That is it, nigga.
I'm about to turn these motherfuckers. I'm about to turn down a little bit. The fuck?
Yo,
Like you
relax,
nah,
bro.
cause you really genuinely like, nigga be prepping, you walk around the house like you wanna show separation. Like separate, like if in a sport like this, the only thing there's no numbers to look at the end of the game. So the only thing I can do is contextually, like in my content, like separate myself.
we
So
got
to
to answer
look up
that.
at the end of the year and
Right.
somebody like and to see, like certain names who are the names that seem as the names of the culture, to for the level of your content to not have a factor on what's going on is almost blasphemous.
Okay,
Like anybody can hit a three. If I go and you squared up and I pass you a shot and you knock down a three, beautiful. You know how much harder it is to knock down a three off the dribble or on a run or from half court and all that? Why isn't that structured into the thought process of the fashion of what some of these battles is doing?
okay. Now, yo, all right, peep game. To answer you, France. I think the biggest thing for me, and this is speaking personally, it's about consistency of quality. If this was a thing where we were just talking specifically about A-Ward, only the number of battles he has, then I don't think it would be an argument.
Right.
But I think the fact that when you factor in the number of battles he had with the level of quality that he brought to each battle, I do think that's not an asterisk thing. That has to count. That legitimately has to count because this means I understand what Surf is saying. I understand showing up for the big fights. But the thing is, nigga, if you only show up for the big fights, you're gonna go 41-41. You know
See,
what
but
I'm
that's not. Hey,
saying?
Marv, hold on. I'm not even saying that just showing up for the big fights. Because in A Ward's defense, if A Ward would have smoked all them niggas, like on some like he was having 50 a game, I would say he's more constant than me. What I'm saying is if let's say a nigga got 22 games and then you add up his high games plus his low games and you divide it by them 22 games and it's only 22 and you divide my 3 games, my 50-point games by 3, I still average more. I'm more constant. Neighborhood Crip, what's up, bro? I'm more constant. Like it's 2 words being mixed up. It's 2 words being used. He battles constantly.
Okay, look, let me ask you this. Is it do you think that it's easier or more difficult to bring a certain level of quality against the person?
It's way more.
Hold on, look. Do you think it's more difficult to bring a level of quality against the person that you know shouldn't be in there with you? When you look at this name or when you get this contract or you get this deposit and it's for a person that you like, there's nothing this person can do with me.
Nope.
And I still show up on 10.
Nope.
I still find a way.
Nope.
I still find a way. You don't think that's...
I don't think it's more bro, like respectfully in a humble sense. Come on, Marv. Like, bro, they just bro, it's niggas that pack in buildings at 2,000-3,000 to see a nigga. I'm humble enough to know if I walk into one of these small rooms, I should be a goat in there rapping. In one of these little barbershops or one of these, I don't take no credit to that. Like, I would curse Kelly Oubre out for feeling good because he got 55 at the Rucker. You supposed to. That's how I look at it. Now you got other niggas that hide behind it. That's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm an NBA player, but I'm gonna take my ball and go to 24-hour fitness and get 27, so I can feel like I did something. And then you got media downplaying, and it's not about taking less to do more, but in reality, some niggas be in situations where like, no, I'm not. The way my shit is set up, I can't battle 10 times a year. I can't because of other career things in life. Period. You know what I'm saying? So because I only could battle 4 times, but the quality of in which I'm doing it, you got motherfuckers taken away from that because I'm not taking 22 shots.
So here's the thing, right?
Everybody don't gotta take 22 shots to score a lot of points.
Other categories that are on the criteria is also performance and material, which I feel like those are the ones that define quality because consistency is the ones that defining work ethic.
Can I say this real quick about the word consistency, man?
Go ahead.
This is the problem. Consistency is an adjective, bro. Not to get super technical, but it's a word that you add to something to give value. So I can't even judge. Like, performance is something, but like consistency, I can be consistently bad. So what the fuck is consistent?
He's consistently. I'll tell you, Quest. What he is more than me is he's consistently constant.
No, I'm not talking about Ward. I'm not talking about Ward though, sir. I'm talking about
him. That's what the question was. He consistently constant. He battles more than me, so they give them more credit than me.
But we talking
about. It don't matter how much I smoke niggas.
I'm talking about how we judging this shit, right? If you say my criteria, this is my criteria, and then one of your criteria is actually a word that you add to something that's actually a thing, then niggas gonna argue about what the fuck that is, and they gonna get it wrong.
You're saying it's too vague. I think what Marv said is actually what most of us are thinking. Like consistency of quality. How many times you were quality, and to Surf's point, you were 3 out of 3 times you had that, right? So I think that's why we ended up getting to that place. But what Marv said is how often were you bringing an A+ performance? How did your battles
like if you're bringing an A+ performance to a C+ battle, like that still has to count.
But yeah, exactly. And that was another thing that came up. How do you evaluate somebody does a battle in a league that only holds 10,000 and they give us 200,000 and it's a great battle? I feel like that should hold weight.
Like the argument only makes sense
when you bums. Like there was an Ill Will, there's a Geechee Gotti there, there's a Suge there, there's a Lou Castro there. Like so, there's not like it's all bums neither. So like he at least has 2 high-level performances plus like another 10.
Sir, this would be my question. My only question for you is, in your 3 battles, you walked into those 3 battles with people who you knew could take your fucking head off if you weren't on your A game.
Right.
Legit. Right. So you had to be on 10.
So how I look at that is when factoring in that strength to scale, like I beat the Warriors, I beat the Suns, and I beat the Grizzlies. And then somebody pull up to me and they show me a nigga with 10 games, but they beat all niggas, or 6 of their games is niggas with losing records. Cool, it's dope. It is. That's it. If I walk in a room and I say, "Yo, who got the highest shooting percentage in here?" No explanation needed. Only one person. I do. Like that's it. That's all it'll be. You without the explanations is one answer.
Mm-hmm.
Who got the highest shooting percentage in here? I'm 100%. Me?
Westbrook has a higher shooting percentage than Steph this season. Is he a better shooter? Like, no,
No,
but
not
Steph
at
is
all.
shooting way more than Westbrook.
Not at all.
You feel me? So like sometimes the numbers can be skewed by volume too. You know what I'm saying?
I just said the numbers can be skewed by value. That's what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with
That's
you.
what I'm
I'm agreeing
saying.
with you. I'm adding on to you.
I think
Westbrook shoots way more than Steph, but is not a better shooter than him.
Mm-hmm.
Other way around.
Well,
but
yeah, but so as long as people get to the point, because all this exposes that the battlers don't believe that all situations are equal and all matchups and all wins are even
No,
equal.
they're not.
Yeah,
That's why.
don't.
That's why
Okay, good.
motherfuckers be walking
So
into
as
these
like the
bullshit leagues
fans
doing
that's listening
bullshit.
got to understand that. So when they get at us about the shit, you know what I'm saying? Because we reported, they kill us about it. I'm like, y'all have to understand the battlers look at it this way. It's not the same, bro.
So how do you not calculate that into your if
It has to be taken.
if my business is a branch off of of a business, and I'm talking about just the validity of whatever I'm doing, because this is a media source. So the validity of what I'm doing is based off of another. So if the source feel like, how do I not incorporate the energy that's coming from the source if I'm trying to be a high level, whatever, media company, whatever the case may be?
Mm-hmm.
If battle rappers are out their mouth saying,
yeah,
well, listen, if we perform like this is how we perform.
Mm-hmm. You got to take that. It's just like when y'all
If
last year when I had the whole,
you
would you
have
rather
to,
have a
if
30 or
NBA
debatable
players tell
classic?
you, yo, we ain't
Yeah.
gonna play no defense in this All-Star game right here, like they're telling you.
Right.
And then you say, damn, why they scoring 199? They told you.
Exactly. I agree with you. And that's just the evolution of the game. And that's why whenever these lists comes out, I wait on these types of conversations to happen. Because fans and the analysts, we learn shit about y'all. Because a lot of times they'd be like, okay, I didn't know y'all felt that way. Because at one point, like again, my old point was
They just
or fucking or would you rather have a debatable classic? And most people said I'd rather have a debatable classic. It didn't used to be like that.
Yeah, I think that comes from wanting people to watch the battle. Maybe, I don't know. Like, do niggas?
Niggas don't watch battles. I mean, niggas don't watch bodies. There's very little replay value in my opinion.
I think people do enjoy bodies because like they enjoy that one-sided battle. Like Clips and Rex is like one of the highest viewed battles on URL, and like that's completely one-sided. So I think there is replay value in that dominant showing.
I can dig it.
Feel me?
I think it make it easier.
If we going off a majority,
yeah,
that's not true. Classics by majority, it's almost proven fact that classics get watched more than bodies.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm watching, if I'm trying to see if I'm gonna, and you got to think about the promotion of it. Like if it's a classic, you got both battlers promoting.
Like you got to understand, like
highest viewed battle
like,
is them getting body bag, y'all.
Bro, that's how you create. No. That's how you create a classic. Like that's the math.
No, yeah,
it's a
definitely.
recipe
but I'm
to that
saying
shit.
there is replay value in dominant
one
one-sided
motherfucker
battles
that
too.
got one motherfucker that got 1,000 fans and another motherfucker that got 1,000 fans. They both give their fan base a reason to watch this battle and argue. Now we have 2,000 people, multiply that 2,000 times however many they watch that. When you take one side away from that, if Sue Surf is battling Marv 1, but Marv 1 beat the shit out of Surf, my fans not gonna watch that battle just like I'm not gonna watch it. It takes a party from the battle. It's a science to this shit.
Surf, would you agree though that I think you're right, and I think the mentality on that changed because back in the day, back in the DVD era, you kill a nigga, that's the one. That's the one we played in the barbershop. That we want to see niggas die. That's how it was. Shifted in my opinion.
Sure.
What do you think?
Getting killed mean more back then, bro. It's 37 battles a year. Like you gotta think about it. Like it's no time for We used to have 3 months to go back and forth, and the energy and the tension build up. These battles happening so fast. You look up nigga beef and niggas friends. The battles are so consistently happening so fast.
Hey yo, it's not foreign for a body to grab outside fan.
Bro, nowadays you could lose and be on the next card, bro. Like this shit is like having like, bro, like see, you know how many song like mixtapes get dropped like a month, like type shit. Like, bro, you're like the attention span is, and it's not has nothing to do with you specifically. Like it's you versus the whole culture. So you might have a battle that drop, nigga. Sue Surf battle next week. Danny Myers battle Thursday. Such and such. You can lose in a very high fashion and it not matter. If I would have lost to Loaded Luck 7 years ago, it might have set me down a little longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, think about Cal and Lux battle, man.
Come on, bro.
Yeah,
like in time in history, when we watch it back, it's a battle that niggas enjoy going back and watching. They don't feel the same even about it necessarily, but when it happened, niggas ain't want to see niggas, man. But it's also easier to show somebody that's not an actual fan of battle rap somebody getting bodied, and that might hype them up to just get into it. So like back in the day, niggas really wasn't fucking with battles like that, and the talent pool wasn't as big, man. Like on some real shit, dog. Like the talent pool was as big, but sometimes you'll end up seeing those lopsided battles like Mook and Young Hot. Young Hot shouldn't have been in that battle.
Right. Time bomb type shit. Time bomb JC type shit. Yeah, it happens, bro. But I would say like the body bags definitely used to get people interested, but I feel like they serve a purpose of like making sure that the casual fan that's maybe thinking about stepping in the ring think twice before you might want to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the feeling you should feel when you watch Bricks versus Surf. You know what I mean?
I think it's evolved over the years too, right? Tone, like, and Quest, because like you guys just said early on, like people wanted to see those like one-sided shows, like when Tay-Rock and Charlie Clips #1, that was like the highest view battle on World Star once upon a time, and like that's a completely one-sided battle.
The dorm room classic, friends. Like what? So I just but the only thing is now, because if we stay in that's what matters. Then if you factor that into a ranking and criteria,
it's not that,
then you're basing this shit on. I would essentially be giving you credit for what your opponent came in the ring and did too. It take two people to create that type of battle. That's what I'm saying. It's how the shit.
It's not that the losses don't matter no more. It's like we just missing the point of time. You feel me? We arguing something that's changed. That's what happens with time. Things change. You know, at some point we lived in a tape CD deck era. We don't no more. We live in a streaming era. Before, we used to live in an era where your loss could haunt you. Now we live in a content era. To whereas fans want to constantly see battles, constantly see you in the ring. You know what I mean? Shit like that. We're in a battle. We're in a world right now of consistency.
Yeah.
You just you just battle a lot. That's it. We're in a content-based era now.
Yeah. We're not
waiting. You know what I think we're in? You know what I think we're in? I think we're in the accessibility era, right? Because now all rappers have like streaming like shows on Caffeine.
I mean, look at this.
And like 5 years ago, just 5 years ago, 2017, like it was really difficult to connect with battle rappers or like bridge the gap between fans, medias, and rappers. And now it's like I feel like I talk to you every single day, or at least hear your voices every week.
Yeah. Exactly. And that type of interaction, it's going to be changes to it. So it's good to reevaluate what the rules is. Even one of the things that I always stood on, and I still stand on, if you choke in that round, that's an automatic loss. I've heard more and more as my hair turns gray, motherfuckers tell me that shit don't matter. If Son got it back and was still fire, I don't care. I've heard this shit more and more. So
because the generation be changing.
Yeah,
it's just weird. It should just be changed. It's not like
you can get knocked
you
down.
can still have old school rule. Like you can still be a person that you like on some like I'm from the bases. I'm from the base era. That's how I judge it. You choke, you lost. But you do have some people now who base it off because like if I'm watching this whole quarter, right? I'm watching what you did in this quarter, like the whole just one quarter, this first quarter, and you had some bad plays or a nigga dunk on you or something like that. But then I like your whole quarter was better. Like I might say you had a better quarter.
Exactly.
I
might say like content.
Yeah, I think it comes down to like also like the battler. Because there was a point in time where a motherfucker was like, yo, I think a motherfucker still wanna like kill somebody, but they want them to be good. So they kill matter even more. It's like, yo, I don't want no half-ass dub. I want niggas to say this a classic and I won. Or like I don't think niggas are going in like, yo, I don't care who win as long as it's a classic.
I gotta
Marvin does
I ain't
that.
gonna lie, Quest.
That turned into these motherfucking bloggers and and even these battlers too, though. You dig what I'm saying? Like, nigga get up there and choke and fuck up. Everybody got excuses for niggas, homie. Like, and that's all it be. Nigga just gotta be real, man. Niggas up here trying to sugarcoat it. Nigga get smoked and everybody be like, oh, he wasn't 100%. He didn't
Word.
cry. She didn't care. He didn't. And everybody will start following that narrative. So then when the next person do it, then it's, oh, he wasn't at 100. If he was on 10,
If this was such
if
and such, right?
and such and such,
Use his
like nigga,
Geechee
fuck all
performance
that.
versus
A
Hold up,
nigga, and the whole time a nigga was on 10. He just fucked up.
or his
You think?
material was just that day.
And
Geechee,
he just wasn't ready.
Geechee, I love you. I love
But
you. I think you are one of the best niggas ever. I want you to be mindful of what you're saying because that's the exact same narrative you spun with A Ward the first time. I didn't
look,
care.
no, honestly though, I'm gonna be honest. I never spun that though. Like I only started doing that to troll and fuck with him. If a nigga ever remember when that battle first happened and I left that battle, and I honestly said I thought I won. I thought I won the battle. Like I just was fucking with everybody else when they was saying, nigga, when I left that battle, it's interviews and me like, man, that was a good battle. It's people there that was like, it was people in the building that was calling that a classic. Like that
Okay.
was dope for that Wichita shit. I
Okay.
never really spun it for real, like all serious. Like, oh, the only thing I said was, nigga, I had a battle the next week that I took more serious. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I never,
Mhm.
like, I never said, oh, he won because I didn't make he won. Like, nigga, I lost when motherfuckers start saying they felt like I lost and they watched. That's why I spun the block on. Like, okay, for sure, for sure. Like, nigga, but for me, I never was the nigga that kept on trying to beat the dead horse and trying to do it. I went and smoked the nigga the next week to show a nigga like this what I do all the time. And you ain't never
Mhm.
seen me half-ass in the battle ever since. And that was 5 years ago.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I had plenty opportunity to half-ass. I do hella small league rounds and battles and shit like that. But I'm like, oh, okay, so even when a nigga do 100 and it looked like that, I knew that I was held to a higher standard than a lot of niggas. You dig what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's what I just realized. Like, okay, like I can't get these excuses. For one, I'm coming from the West, so a nigga don't really want to see a nigga from the West Coast running battle rap. As much as it sound cool, it's really the truth though. This a New York sport. You feel me? Like that's just like hip hop. When gangster rap took over hip hop, niggas ain't like that shit, bro. So niggas really, at the end of the day, when a nigga came and took this shit over, nigga really be trying to find every way, which way to see a nigga lose, but I don't be losing. So now everything will be a debatable. I lead them battles, and everybody in the building and all the niggas that tap in with me done said I killed a gang of
Mhm.
niggas, and then I get online, it'll be somebody like, oh, I mean, you know, he got a gang of debaters. But
Yeah.
then I show that battle to niggas, and we'll watch it, like literally watch it. Nigga don't gotta know the other nigga or nothing, and be like, man, you killed cuz. Like, what was he talking about? That shit was trash. Like niggas from who I'm rapping for. So to me, that's what I'm saying. I never really spin no narratives because I'm there to really do a job. Like I'm probably one of the most professional niggas in this shit. I'm gonna get my check and bounce from it. Like I really don't care if a nigga felt like I won or lost because I never felt like I lost.
I
Yeah.
just we were just talking about that on the phone the other day, Geechee. The funnier part is these niggas like they don't understand the arguing part is actually the job part. Don't nobody give
That's
a
the
fuck.
job.
Reality,
Yeah,
once you get to a certain level, it don't matter if you win or lose. That's all a part of the show, nigga. You think Triple H give a fuck if
that's
he
the
win or
show.
lose? Like he's on the show. This is
That's
TV. All
it.
you got when they give you a contract. They're saying, Geechee, this is for you to come. It's a performance contract. We want you to come and be Geechee Gotti. It doesn't say
That's what
that
I
that
think the
no contract
separation
says
come
win or
from.
lose.
I think that's where the separation come from now, where it's like, and no diss to like my niggas Marvin them, but it's like I know y'all been in the game so long that it's hard to like differentiate how it started to where it's at now, and that's kind of like the balance where a lot of the older battlers who've been in it so long is like this ain't what battle rap was, so it's hard. Like it's now like he's saying it's really the fucking show. Like so narratives gonna get spent and all that
Right.
because of what it is. Like it's
You
This
just
is
that's what it is.
this you
Like
pull up
this
to the
is
league, you pull up to like it's no such like a loss doesn't affect you now how it you pull up to the league, you make your character, make your name, and now you're a part of the game. Once you're part of the cycle in the system, you Gucci. Like it's a system being ran up here. Like you know, as far as we speaking of URL and how they're playing their cards. All right, we're gonna use all right, we're gonna use a Geechee. Now we're gonna use it easy. Now we're going you get your name up to the point where you're in the system and that's it. Now you just got to go and show up and be the person they contracted. Again, I never seen a contract that said any name had to win or lose. You have to build your name. Like, and that's how the culture works now. It's
Right.
not win, lose, none of that. No, it's create a name and work it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like back in the day, I'm pretty sure, like y'all probably spoke on it already. A motherfucker lost, and it was tougher for y'all because y'all was building
Yeah,
the battle rap culture. So a nigga lost, he had to sit down
lost to
because
sit
nigga
down.
don't want to
Yeah.
sing. Now a nigga might have lost, but then the fans and even the battlers are kind of be like, well, I ain't gonna lie, his storyline a little more interesting, so we need to see this battle
Exactly.
next.
How
That's
does
the
he answer?
shift.
How does he answer to that loss? Is a part like people don't understand the
That's
story
the
that's right in front. Like how somebody responds to a loss is more important than if some of these niggas battle.
shift.
This is a movie. It's a show. This is Netflix. It's just reality TV. Netflix. It's a written storyline there.
What I will say, speaking for generation before y'all, I definitely give you guys credit for being able to capitalize on that part. I think it's super smart. I think it's good for the culture because it's created more stars. There was a time where a loss literally sat you down. Nigga, I lost on MTV, nigga, and was crushed. Like, yo, my whole life is over. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I watched Danny nigga quit in the battle and he was right back popping 2 weeks later. So I definitely give credit where credit is due for that because it's not easy and you guys have tapped into it where you have your own fan bases, like, and niggas won't let you lose. I also think that's because niggas don't do judge battles. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas don't do judge battles in order for these arguments or conversations to happen.
To be null and void.
It's smart. It kind of takes away from the warrior mentality of it, but
Not
I
even
understand
taken
it.
away from even besides taking away from the allure, I guess it would take away from you know how much battle rap, you know how much less money battle rap would make if
Yeah.
it wasn't subjective.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'll make a
You
lot.
wouldn't have to watch it twice.
case
You
of the
wouldn't
Well,
have
yeah,
tournament.
to argue
once
about it.
once teams have actual records and you can see the record, that's why certain markets make more money than other markets and certain teams jerseys don't because they don't win.
Right.
When you once you add the subjectiveness, everybody makes more money.
Yeah, there's more money in the conversation for sure. But I mean, as we saw with the tournaments and even the KOTD season one, there's still conversation to be had after the fact. You know, there's always going to be.
Or even Midnight Madness for that matter. Like
Yeah, there's
a lot
always
of
going to
people
be.
feel differently about the way those battles are called, and that's good. But
Yeah, the discussion doesn't stop, but I do understand that. The one point to go back to though was about how you regard a judge loss. Me personally, I take it as law. Me personally, I choose to do that because I feel like tournaments should hold weight. Tournament wins and losses. If the argument is about the judging or the judges being bad, get new judges next time. This is what we all signed up for. This is what we agreed on. We gotta this it
But
has to hold weight.
but I feel like the thing about it, like to like as when it come to judging, where the only thing that make it difficult because, like you say, it's an opinionated sport, it's subjective. Like, okay, let's just we call URL the NBA. We got other leagues and shit like that, but it's no set rules on judging. You know what I'm saying? Like in the NBA, you know this is a 3-point shot. You make this shot, you get 3 points. You get fouled, you shoot 2 free throws. Like you can't there's no way to be like, oh, if he landed a haymaker that's more than if he just
Mm.
landed a regular punch. Nope, it's like it's not a set thing for the judges to pick from. So even after the battle, somebody gonna say, "Oh, the judges got it wrong," or they argue it unless it just look clear. Like when it come down to being that close, I think as a culture, it got to be some set way to like criteria to judges.
Mhm.
Who should make that? Should the battlers make that criteria, or do we leave it to the people
I
that we
think
trust in
battlers
the
have
media?
to have a hand in that for sure.
I think so
Mm.
too. I
Yeah.
think so.
I agree.
You can't
I
have
agree.
one. But and respectfully, I do feel like sometimes battlers' outlooks, because y'all in the game, because y'all understand it a different way, it's gonna be different from a fans. You know what I'm saying? And like y'all really know the inside baseball and all that. So I think you need both perspectives. This doesn't work if the battlers aren't comfortable with it, so to say. Nothing's gonna be perfect, but I would at least want battlers to have a hand in what's going on. And even with the judging, always have judges that are battlers or at least know the game in a certain way. I feel like that element has to be in there. You can't have one without the other. It just doesn't work.
Hey
Yeah.
Tony, I think one of the I say this all the time and I catch flat for it. It just is what it is, man. Unless we just talking about you won, you lost. I've been in this shit 15, 20 fucking years, dog, and I done seen a million motherfuckers come up with all these nerdy
22,
or
22 years to be exact.
God
sophisticated 20,
damn.
21 and a half, nigga.
Damn.
Um,
Talk
but
that
like,
nigga.
you feel me?
Damn,
Um,
you older than a
yeah,
motherfucker, bro.
nigga. Yeah, you older than me though. But
Shut your mouth. Watch your mouth.
yeah, yeah. So but like niggas that came up with so many different ways to try to judge battles. Like I remember when me and Marv was doing those 2-on-2s in the beginning. Like we got like if a nigga like them niggas was like, oh well, gun bars don't count. I'm like, bitch, what? So like
I have
niggas
a
saying
gun though.
this is a 2 punch and this is a 3 punch. And it's like, man, when you start adding numbers, numbers are definite. Those
Yeah.
are definite. It ain't subjective. So when you add numbers to something that's subjective, you're never gonna get it. But if you just say, "Yo, man, you won. I think you won. I think you lost." Like, yo, I'm good with that, man. If somebody I deem credible say, "Yo, we all said y'all are credible sources." If Marv, Geechee, and Surf and Hustle are judging a fucking battle, and I was like, "Yo, man, I trust what they think." Yo, I'm battling to win their vote, dog. As
Yeah.
far as the other shit. Like I just don't know how you put a number to some shit that ain't definite.
You know what? That came from baseball. Legit. That came from analytics. Like niggas think this isn't an analytic kind of thing. Like where you can count what's a haymaker or what like or
Right.
like the level of work that a nigga put into it. Like it's all subjective. Like and I honestly think that's why a lot of the guys who are bigger stars now, your Surfs, your Geechees, your Daylights, all these people, is because they know how to work the room